let's see today's lovely moong and potato usal. Now you can make this with sprouted moong or with plain, just soaked moong. So watch the video till the end. I'll show you how to sprout the moong. So once the moong is sprouted, just put it into a pressure pan in a vessel like this. Don't add water to the vessel, only to the pan, and cook it for 2 whistles on high and then switch the cooker off. Once the cooker has cooled down to room temperature, your moong will look like this. So don't add any water into the moong. Now this is a paste which I have prepared, and this is one boiled and cubed and peeled and cubed potato. So now for that paste, I took about 6 green chilies. I'm using the light green chilies which are less spicy, 1 inch of ginger. This is about half a cup of grated fresh coconut and 1 cup of coriander and some salt to taste. So I just added all of that to the mixer and made it into a nice paste like this. So it shouldn't be very smooth or very coarse, just of this consistency, so that everything is mixed well together. So now in my pan, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oil. Once the oil is nice and heated, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, that is mohori or rye. Once the mustard seeds begin to splutter, I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of haldi powder or turmeric powder, followed by half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hing. Now we're going to add the ground paste to this bagar or to this 4D, and we're going to fry the paste for a whole minute till the paste starts oozing out a little bit of oil. So just fry it on a low to medium flame, stirring it. Now this usal is really delicious, and you can have this with puri or with rice, chapatis, even with pav. It tastes amazing. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of coriander powder or dhania powder and half a teaspoon of cumin powder, jeera powder. So these are all homemade powders. If you want to see how I do that, make the powders at home, I'll leave a link to my recipe of how to make ground powders at home itself, so that there are no preservatives or anything in it. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of goda masala. Again, this is a homemade masala. I'll leave the link to that. And I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of garam masala. So even this recipe you'll find in the description box as well as the comment section. So now once all the masalas are really fried nicely, we're going to add the moong that we cooked. Remember, we didn't add any water to the moong. We just added the water to the pressure cooker and cooked the moong for exactly 2 whistles. So like I said, you can either sprout the moong or you can just soak the moong for about 2 to 3 hours and then use it. Now if you want to see how I sprouted the moong, please watch the video till the end. It's a very simple process. So now I'm going to add 1 cup of hot water and mix everything really well together. Now if you want to have more of a dry dish, then only add this 1/2 cup of water. But if you want a little more gravy, then you can add another 1/2 cup of hot water. So I'm keeping it semi dry, in the sense not too much of a gravy. Now you can also taste it and just see if you need to add a little more salt, because we added salt only to the ground paste. So you can add salt if you like. Now mix everything really well together. So now I'm going to add just about 1 teaspoon of jaggery or gur. Now if you don't use jaggery in your cooking, you can also add sugar. Just a little bit, maybe just a pinch of sugar. And now we're going to add this boiled, peeled and cubed potatoes. So what I do is I take the potatoes, wash them well and put them in my pressure pan for 1 whistle on high with some water in it, and then I simmer it for about 5 minutes, put the pressure pan off, and once it cools down, I remove the potatoes, let them cool down a little and then peel them and cube them. And now we're just going to cover and cook this on a low flame for 3 minutes. And you can see that our usal is all ready. You can also squeeze some lime juice on top of this, and it goes very well with pav, bread slices, puri or rice. So do try out this recipe, guys, and let me know how you like it. And for those of you who want to know how I sprout the moong, you can watch the remaining part of this video. So what I do is I take about 1 wati of moong. I wash it very well under water, and then I soak it in about 3 cups of water overnight or for 8 hours. Then I remove all the water and keep it aside again for another 8 hours, and then you'll see that it sprouts. So if you want more sprouts, you want to sprout more, just keep it for another half a day, and you'll get welcome back to Akshata's Recipes. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today's recipe, like all my other recipes, is a super simple recipe with very few ingredients, and the end result is super delicious. I'm sure you're going to love it and you'll want to make it all the time. So let's just head on to my kitchen and start with today's recipe, guys. So guys, let's start making this beautiful masala potato rice. Now here I've taken 1.5 cups of rice. You can use any rice. Just wash it well and then soak it for about 5 to 10 minutes. After that I'm going to boil just double the quantity of water. So I've taken 1.5 cup of rice. I've taken 3 cups of water. I'm going to bring this water to a boil, and then I'm going to drain out the water from the rice and add the rice to this boiling water. We're going to cook the rice till it is just a little bit undercooked, or you can call that parboiled. It should be just a little bit, undercooked. And then we're going to put it onto a sieve or a strainer and drain out all the excess water. So that's our rice ready. Let it come to room temperature. Now let me take you through the other ingredients. This is 1 medium-sized onion chopped fine, 6 to 7 cloves of garlic, 1 light green chili chopped fine. This is 1 tablespoon of coriander powder, some salt to taste, half a teaspoon of heenga, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, half a teaspoon of cumin seeds, half a teaspoon of garam masala, and some coriander and some lime juice. I've just soaked the coriander in some water, to which I've added some salt for about 5 minutes. Now I've taken 1 large potato, washed it well, peeled it, and cut it into these small cubes, and I'm just going to fry these cubes till they're nice and golden brown. Once that is done, I'm going to take them out and keep them in a bowl separately. Now to the same oil, I'm going to be adding the other ingredients. I'm going to start with mustard seeds. So this is half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. All ingredients will be in the description box below with their exact measurements. Now I've added half a teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera. To that I'm going to add some green chilies. I'm going to add up the chopped up garlic. And let the garlic and the chilies really fry well. Now I'm going to add my onion. And I'm going to saute everything till the onions become a little bit translucent. Now that my onions are translucent, we've got to fry the onions well. We're going to add our heenga, haldi, both are half a teaspoon. Haldi is turmeric powder. Like I said, all ingredients will be in the description box below with the entire recipe, so don't worry about it. Next I'm going to add my chili powder. Now you can adjust the chili powder as per what you like, how spicy you like it. Then goes in my coriander powder. I've added about a tablespoon of coriander powder. This is just coriander seeds. I've just roasted them lightly and then ground them to a powder. Now I'm going to add my pav bhaji masala. Now if you don't have pav bhaji masala, you can add garam masala, but this is about 1 tablespoon of pav bhaji masala. Now I'm going to add the rice. I'm going to mix everything really well together. Cook it for about 2 minutes with the lid on. Mix everything well. Add salt to taste. Again, give everything a good mix. Now I'm going to add in my fried potatoes. We can also add green peas at this point. And mix everything well and just garnish it with some lovely coriander, chopped up coriander. And I'm just going to put some lovely lemon juice on top. And after I turn off the heat, and then just mix everything, and our dish is all ready to serve. see today's delicious veg burger. Now here I have taken 1 cup of sprouted moong and I'm going to pressure cook it for only 1 whistle on high, and once the whistle comes I'm just going to put the pressure pan off. Then I'm going to put it on a colander with a plate on top and a heavy weight, and we're going to keep this at least for 3 hours till all of the liquid of this moong comes out. So we want a very dry kind of boiled moong. So now in the meantime, we're going to prepare the veggies. So here I've taken 10 cloves of garlic. I'm just going to peel the garlic. And then we're going to chop the garlic really, really fine. So first just take it roughly, just cut it roughly with a sharp knife. And then just, take a long knife like this, a sharp knife, and just run it over. So we want a very, very, finely chopped garlic. Next, I'm going to work on 2 green chilies. I'm just going to chop off the tips of the chilies. And then we're going to chop them really, really fine. Now always remember to wash your hands after cutting chilies, because you might just rub your eyes or touch your face and it really burns. Now I've taken 1 green capsicum, washed it really well, and again I'm going to take off all the white part of the capsicum and even the sides of the top of the capsicum. And now we're going to chop this really, really fine. So first cut it lengthwise like this, and then run with your knife, run your knife through it and chop it really fine. And then for a finer effect, again, I'm going to take my very long sharp knife and just run it over it like this, keeping the top of it, touching the base. So our capsicum is also ready. Now I'm just going to take 2 onions, wash them well, take off the tips, peel them. And we're going to cut them into rounds like this. So just cut them very fine like this in rounds. And then just separate the rounds into these circles. So you can prep all your veggies ahead of time and keep them ready. So now my moong is all ready. I'm going to transfer it to a large mixing bowl. And using a pav bhaji masher or a potato masher, we're going to mash this really, really well. Now the moong is sprouted and it's cooked, so it's very easy to mash it up. And this is very important that you mash it up also. Now in the meantime, I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of olive oil and I'm going to add it to the pan. You don't need to heat olive oil, so immediately add the chopped green chilies on a low to medium flame. Fry them well. Next, I'm going to add my chopped up garlic. Fry that well too. Next, I'm going to add my chopped capsicum and fry that well too. Next, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of pepper powder. Mix that in well. And next, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of oregano or oregano. Or you can even add mixed herbs if you have them at hand. And now stir everything and now let the mixture come to room temperature. Next, we're going to add this mixture to our mashed up moong. Next, we're going to add some salt to taste. And I've just taken 2 bread slices and just make them into small bits. And I'm just going to mix everything really well together. This is really important that you mix everything really, really well together. Now cover this and keep it in your refrigerator for 20 minutes. Now we're going to make some breadcrumbs. I've just taken 2 slices of bread, put them to my mixer, and this is my breadcrumbs all ready. So now I'm going to spread the breadcrumbs onto a plate. And now our mixture is also ready. So now we're just going to form patties like this. Just take a ball-sized a big lemon ball sized part of the moong, and just flatten it like this, roll it into the breadcrumbs. And I like to just run it over my cutting board like this to even it out and give it a nice burger shape. And then just set them aside in a glass or a steel tiffin. So form all the burgers like this. With 1 cup of moong, I got exactly 8 burger patties, which were pretty medium in size. So you can get 8 burgers with just 1 cup of moong. And I'm just going to refrigerate it for 15 minutes, or at least till I'm ready to make my burgers. So once we're ready to make the burgers, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of olive oil to my pan. And I'm going to add these onion rings. What we're doing is basically we're caramelizing these onion rings, which is going to go into the burger, and it just elevates the taste of the burger. So fry them really well on a low to medium heat till they become nice and golden brown and get caramelized. We'll get this beautiful aroma of the onions frying. They should look like this. Now in the same oil, or you can add just 1 teaspoon more, I'm going to fry my burger patties rather, till they're nice and golden brown in color. They need to be nice and crispy and golden brown on both sides. Now I'm just going to toast my bread. You don't need to add oil, just toast it with the whatever remaining heat is there in the pan. And now it's the fun part, the time to assemble the burger. So here I've taken my burger buns, that is the top and the base. So I'm going to show you 2 burgers. Now first I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of ketchup. Just spread it out evenly to the base of the burger. Next I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of mayo. You can go with mayo too. Just add a dollop and just spread it out like this. Next we're just going to place the burger patties on top of the mayo. Press it down a bit. Next we're going to add these beautiful caramelized onions. Don't miss out on the caramelized onions. It just adds a lovely flavor to the burger. And now we're just going to add some cheese slices. So here I'm using some cheddar cheese slices. You can go with whatever cheese slices you have at home. And if you want to skip the cheese slice, you can also. And just place the burger tops like this, and your lovely veg burgers are all ready. So this is a must try recipe. I highly recommend it, and let me know how you like it.